Welcome to Jurisage Academy's YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss how to read lengthy judgments. Now, if you are somebody who is preparing for CLAT PG exam, or if you are in general preparing for any competitive exam that requires a good knowledge of law, you need to be comfortable with reading very lengthy judgments. So, how do you actually approach a judgment that is so lengthy that you will just freak out by just looking at the length of the judgment? So in this video, we will give you some easy tips on how to read lengthy judgments and what part is relevant, what is irrelevant, and what is something that you need to remember so that you can actually attempt questions if they were to come on these lengthy judgments. So let's start this video. First and the most important tip is that read the summary first. So if it is a landmark case or if it is a recent case, you will find at least one summary of that case on any online platform. So try to read the summary first to get to know as to what the case is about, so that you will know the basic facts of the case, you will know what was held in the case. Even if you do not find a legal article on the case law, you may still find a news report or a blog or any piece of opinion that you can read first, just to let yourself know as to what are the basics of the case. This will actually considerably lower your burden when you are actually reading the judgment, because you will have at least some idea of the information that you have to fish out in the judgment. The next important tip is know the material facts of the case. Now this is important, but many people commit the mistake of going into too many details of the facts. So the factual matrix is important to actually understand what is happening in the case, what are the legal provisions involved, and to also understand what remedy or what relief is being given. But you only have to remember material facts which are sufficient for you to understand the case, and you do not have to go into too many unnecessary details. So please be very careful. There could be 10s and 20s of pages just covering the facts. So try to only limit yourself to remembering the material facts of the case. Next tip is skip the arguments. Now you will find that there could be hundreds of pages dedicated to what different counsels have argued, what they have presented. So this is the part that you can very conveniently skip, because this is the part which is going to be discussed later on in the judgment. When the judges are going to analyze the evidence and when they are going to analyze the arguments, they will discuss which arguments were valid, which were not. So you need not read the whole argument section in your judgment, and this is the part that you can easily skip. Next tip is remember the legal provisions involved. Now it is very important for you to know as to which law and which legal provision is being discussed in the case law. And now you don't really have to remember all the legal provisions, because the court will discuss a lot of legal provisions before arriving at a conclusion. You only need to remember those legal provisions on which the discussion is being held, on which the conflict exists, and only those legal provisions have to be remembered जिसके ऊपर some remedy is going to be given later on. But this is a very important part. For example, in the Sabarimala case, there could be a possible question that which rule of the Kerala law prohibited the entry of women of certain age in the Sabarimala temple. So you need to know the rule number. So it is very important to know the important legal provisions involved. Next tip is remember the issues and their findings. Now this is very important. Usually the judgments these days are very structured, and you will be able to actually compartmentalize them, and you will be able to figure out which are the issues and what are the respective findings. So it is very important that you remember what all issues were raised by the court and what is the finding that has been given by the court on those issues. It is also very important to remember the reasoning that has been given. If any doctrine is being talked about, then you need to remember those details as well. Next up, note the highlights of different opinions. So there may be cases, especially if it's an important judgment, then there will be a situation where you will have to read the opinion of 2 judges or 3 judges. So herein you can read the majority judgment, and for the other judgments, even if they are concurring opinions, you need to remember the highlights, because more or less if they are concurring opinions, they will agree on the findings, but they may disagree or they may have a different approach to the reasoning. So it's very important that when you are reading different opinions, make proper notes of the differences in their opinions, on which points have they differed their reasoning, because these will be the probable questions, not the points on which they have already agreed upon. Next up, which is very important, if there is a dissenting opinion, specially note it and remember the reasoning that is being given in it. Because in dissenting opinion, it will be very important and it will be a very probable question as to what reasoning has been employed by the judge in disagreeing with the opinion of the majority. So if there is a dissenting opinion, it will become very, very important. Next up, read and remember the conclusion or the concluding part. Now again, as I said, recently judgments are coming very structured, so you may be able to locate the conclusion at the end of the judgment separately. So this is the part wherein the remedy will be given, what is being decided will be given, and if any other relief or any other comment has to be made, that will be mentioned separately in the conclusion. If there is no conclusion that you can find per se, it is usually the last pages of the judgment that has the concluding part, where the judge concludes their observations on the issues that are discussed. So it is very important to remember them, because in CLAT PG, very direct questions have been asked from the conclusion part where the remedy is being discussed. So it's really important that you read as well as remember the conclusion and the concluding part. So this brings us to the end of our video. If you like our tips, please like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.